Okay, I'm taking a shot in the dark over here a little. I mean, this is definitely not looking good. I mean, I checked the other evidence, and the only one I can think of is this photo over here. I don't see any footprints over here, so this should contradict the blood on the soles of the shoe. I mean, unless we shouldn't even be talking about footprints like at all. Like maybe there's a totally different problem here that I'm not thinking of, but once again, I am taking a shot in the dark over here. The problem lies in the footprint. Ah, there you go. The footprint? Thank God. I mean, I was thinking that maybe it's not the footprints that is the problem, but something else. Phew! Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. Which is something that I would have said myself as well if we presented the parking ground lot. I mean, it's practically the same. That contradicts your claim about this shoe! This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. If there were bloody prints, they would have been found. We checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Yeah, damn! Order, order. Well, witness.
What? Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we had to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright. Think.
Oof. Okay, maybe the footprints were gone by the time the police came in. But that would imply that either Lana or Angel cleaned the footprints, and what would you be able to clean the footprints with? Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
Well, that's where I came in, to see why there were no footprints there by the time the police came in. Dum 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 dum. Here comes Edgeworth. I see. Now I get it. Get what? A witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. Hoodwinked? Huh. That's a word I never heard of till now. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked open an oil drum. Ah, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr!
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? I think I know where Edgeworth is getting at. Maybe it was filled with water. That washed the blood, maybe. That washed the blood away.
Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness? Well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean? It means there is a reason why there was no footprints. And it is because of that. Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. What?! That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence.
That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him?
So my sister's blood on the shoe, that's when it happened?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please!
Aw, you gotta be kidding me. What more are we supposed to do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Ay, godnammit. Now it feels like we are back to square one. We didn't get anything useful out of that bloody shoe. Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecutor's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky.
Little girl, what did you just say?
Uh-oh.
Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Wow. I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. Another piece of evidence? My god, this lady is shaping up to be a really powerful witness. You've reached your verdict, Your Honor. Any further comments will be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare the cup-up queen. Look at this.
A photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet. Huh. Oh, that proves it. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And since this is what your sister wanted anyway. Oof. I mean, what the fuck is the deal with the note? I mean, Christ. Oh, sorry, Mia.
Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Your Honor. Wait! What is it with you people? Can I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Welcome to the Ace Attorney, Judge. Assuming that you will be here for the rest of the cities as well, you're gonna have to get used to that sort of stuff. For years and years to come. And I'm gonna enjoy these years quite a lot. Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't! It will be too late! Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah! I'll think later. Indeed. Cause not even I know what the problem is with this photo yet, but hey, at least we shall raise our voice. Act first, think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. Okay, let's think. We have the water, we have the shoe. Hold on a second. On what side was the blood? The blood was from one side, wasn't it? And it's from this side, right? Okay, well that's one thing to take into consideration. What else? There's a knife. Okay, let's see about this. Apparently, we don't see like any blood on shoe. Well, it's probably here, don't you think? As your elder, Mr. Wright, let me give you a piece of advice. When you point at something, at least remember to keep your eyes open. But I am keeping my eyes open. Do you see any blood on the shoe over here, Mr. Judge?
I believe he's trying to say that no one's falling for our bluffs, Mr. Wright. Open your eyes, Mr. Wright. Think scientifically.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Okay, thank God. Thank God that this didn't take like any penalty.
I mean, what else can we say?
Wait a minute. What's this? There's something inside. Wait a second. Wait a second. There's something inside the muffler. The muffler of the car. That's why Lana Sky said muffler. The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Skip it! Wait just a moment, Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or a scarf of any kind in this photograph.
Nah, not that muffler, Judge.
The car muffler! A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see. And I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Because Lana said the word muffler over the conversation when she used her cell phone. Miss Star, we call your testimony for the court.
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ah! Ah!
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is the vital evidence.
Oh. Ah!
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene suspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. That was close. But we made it. At least for now. Man, this first trial surely worked my brain up a bit. We were really grasping at straws there once again. The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. Wait a second, from a 30-minute recess? Are we gonna continue this tomorrow? We're still going?! It's lunchtime after all. Yeah, but... Oh boy, this is gonna be a long case. If we didn't even finish the first day of trial. He's still hungry?
Bam, 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 bam.
We're still going? February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 2.
Mr. Wright?
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of the lake, about to reach the surface?
More like swimming through the entirety of River Styx, except it just never ends. And you never reach the goal to become a god or something. You know, when I started being an assistant detective for Nick in his first case like ever, I never would have imagined that these trials would end up this tight. And trust me, I have done some very different kinds of trials before meeting Nick. And even here they can prove to be quite a challenge.
But no matter how hard you pedal, you'll never seem to get there.
Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers.
Well, it's something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon. A tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Heyo! They say you show red cloth to a bull. I'll fire up its temper. My good lord. Don't tell me that you are gonna be the next witness in today's trial. Like, can't they just wait till tomorrow? I mean, like, I have to prepare myself for the Duel of Fates first. And that's what they told me when I was a young'un, at least. Either way, I would consider that a general misconception, because it doesn't necessarily need to be red in order to stir the bull. It is the movement of the cape that will do it. It's not the color red.
Officer Marshall.
Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the place locked down tighter than a 14 enemy territory. What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Not got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. Uh-oh.
What?
At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
So, Miss Star wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes, you just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If things won't go well, it will be a river of shame. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! Thank you, Marshal. I will love some good ribs now. February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 9. I'd like to resume. Judge? Is something wrong? That is usually not how you start the proceedings here. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm taking a shot in the dark here, but I think that he's mad. Really mad for some reason. Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those worry eyes. Those eyes. Ooh, those eyes. Bulging more and more. Ready to pop out of his head. I can also hear his mumble from over here. He's like a growling rabid dog. What's more, your eyes aren't focused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it is time we continue on with this trial. During our research, I requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! Impossible! Inconceivable! Alright, alright. I think it is time we walk the dog out. AG is gonna need some walk. He has a lot of energy built up now.
Come on, dog. Come on, doggy.
It seems our prosecution is quite beside himself. Oh god. Is that Marshall? Excuse me. Knock knock. Who was there? What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom.
Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
Who on earth is he? It's you! Hello? Oh! Sorry I'm late, Edgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Edgy? How you been? Swim much these days? Hello? Hello? No, I have been so busy. Busy? Busy, Edgy? My boy? You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed.
Edgy. Seems to be his nickname for the judge?
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Ah! So you're Righto! The attorney! I've heard good things about you, son.
Thanks?
Wait a minute. Did I just hear that? Someone is praising Phoenix for the good things he has done thus far? I'm speechless. I am just so out of speech, I cannot even. Somebody is praising Phoenix for his work. This is such a rarity these days. So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, huh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! Little Worthy? Oh. But Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of police?
Oh wow. Chief of police. This really is turning into a high-profile case. Now we have the chief of police. We have the big cheese. No wonder he wears orange. He is the big cheese. He is a top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Hello? Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So what do we do? So what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at that poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Oh god. Hey, that's
my sister's muffler.
So Miss Startle wasn't just seeing things. Uh-oh. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On a little Worthy's car, no less. So the muffler was inside the car's muffler. Huh. What are the odds? But if Lana Tree saw the muffler, then... Oh boy. Hello? Oh. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Objection!
Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? An orange one. A bright orange one. I mean, we have Phoenix with with a blue one. We have Edgeworth with a red one. We had Mr. Blanco Nino wearing pink. Now we have this guy wearing orange. I wear black. Detective Goodman was wearing white. We're filling up the entire spectrum of colors over here, ladies and gents. We need somebody who's wearing green. Unless we already had one that was wearing green. No, I don't think so. Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigations are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? No, wait a minute, Woody. I have no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth. That's no fair. The day of the crime, I had... You had in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. Uh-oh. Oof. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. I'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. Oof. I'm sorry, Edgeworth.
This was the first time I have seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah. The court says this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. And, well, it's not like you have much of a choice. Not with the chief of police over here. Like, something tells me you should be careful around him. Otherwise, your monthly pay will get cut exponentially. Like Detective Gumshoes. And, well, it's not like there was much there to begin with. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch, and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I won't be able to point it at people anymore. Yep. Cause it sure won't look good on the logo of the cities if you show like a bandage for the finger cut. And every time you point at people, you will say, ouch. Objection! Ouch. Objection! Ouch.
Come on, just hurry up and open it.
Alright, fine. And it does it automatically once again. Let's see. What do we have over here? Let's read this thing first.
There's a small tag on this knife. It says to say SL92.
SL9? Ooh boy, things are getting juicy. Like I said before, cactus juice juicy.
What does that mean?
It means it will quench ya. Nothing's quenchier. Man, I do want to rewatch the entirety of Avatar now. I miss that show. Well, I've heard something similar. DL6. Of DL6 incident fame.
But it's strange.
Huh? What is?
I'm not certain, but I get a feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this. Or letters that looked a lot like this, somehow.
Ooh, doggy. I guess this means we're gonna have to dig up another old case. Note to self. Whenever the time will come for us to dig up an old case, having two cases run at the same time, it gets exponentially more difficult. Me like it. Alright, well, I guess so. I read that. And I guess this should be the switch. Nothing inside there but the knife. Okay, well I guess so. Let's press the switch. Whoa!
Ah! Don't scare me like that!
Oh. I'm sorry.
Stop! Ah!
I'm the one who's scared. Okay.
Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off.
And look at this blood, folks. It's old. Old. And this dark red stain. Blood? Alrighty then. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife. Sure thing! Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess! Well, what? The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, huh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I cannot talk much about it. What? There was a murder at the police department? A detective? Oh boy. And at 5:15 as well? Or... Wait, you're not talking about the detective that... Wait, now I'm confused. Because we're talking about another detective that died in the parking lot at 5:15. That's hush-hush information, Edgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. What? Order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright? Two detectives killed at the same time, in two different places. And we are gonna have to investigate both of them at the same time. Oh my goodness! A double murder!